Hello everyone, this is 99 Blades. Today we're going to be doing a full Balisong collection video. This is going to be around a 8 to 10 minute video because it's just not as many Balisongs as I have folding knives. Um, it's going to be hard for me to figure out how to flip just because I don't have a lot of space in this current setup, but I'm hoping that for the reviews of each of them, I'll get a space where I can flip them a little bit more. And I'm not a very competent flipper, so this is coming at it from more of a knife collector who enjoys Balisongs and not as a really good flipper. So to start, we have a pile of junk. This thing has a lot of play, all the tap, and patent pending removable Zen pins, which is not optimal. Um, I was kind of interested in these, so I picked one up on Amazon. This one was like $6. It doesn't even have hardware, so I can't even fix it. I'm assuming I could hammer it out, but I have no idea. This thing's awful, so we're just gonna not even bring it up. All right, next we got a Squid Industries Squiddy, and this one I originally got as like a public flipper. I just wanted something that wasn't super crazy. It's got a little bit of tap, a little bit of play, but I don't know how much you can expect from a plastic Balisong. I keep this around for kids. I hand it to cousins or friends um, so that they can kind of mimic and you can teach them without them getting hurt. This is a Squiddy Owl, and this has replaced this as my travel slash public flipper. It's a lot more uh, grippy, I guess, and it flips better. And I just enjoy this product more. It sounds better too. Like clocky. I don't know. Um, I do really like this. I've never tried the eye weights yet, so I guess that would be something to see how that would change it. After that junky Amazon Balisong, this was the next Balisong I bought, a Squid Industry Mako. I think this is a 3.5 or 4. I'm not really sure. It's been a while. Uh, One little issue with this is the shark fin. You can see it's losing some of the paint. It actually hits inside the channel, so you can see a little scuff there. And at some moment, I must have swapped which handle was what, which isn't that isn't great. But um, this served me well for a while. It's pretty much retired, just being my real first Balisong, just because this is so crappy. Uh, and this one just kind of hangs out. I don't flip it too much. Um, then we have a Squid Industries cracker, and I promise we're going to get out of the squid in a little bit. I just do have a lot of Squid Industries. The Crackerackins sound really nice. I'm going to try to capture it on the mic, but I don't know how it's going to sound. They sound great. This one was from the failed batch of gunmetals, and they ended up doing that limited run of Mithril handles. And I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so I ended up hunting one of these down on the secondary. And yeah, pretty stoked to get this one. I do flip it, not a whole lot, just because there's two, I guess, grails that I got later on that I flip more than this, but I do really like that knife. And the last Squid Industries, I have a Madco. So because the Mako was my first, I guess, real Balisong, I ended up picking up a Madco, and you can see the eye is kind of what distinguishes it. Some stuff I like about this is the gill placement going up here, and they have a notch for the fin so it doesn't make contact. So that's really awesome to see that. I did remove the end weights. I think it feels a little bit better. This has a beautiful ring. Again, I hope the mic will pick this up. It just sounds fantastic. Um, Sorry for that. This is kind of my main trainer. I know some people don't really like the idea of trainers, but I just love the way this looks. So the bottle opener function is really cool. So this is my main trainer that I use. It's skinnier than other squid products, but you kind of get used to it, and it's a really awesome offering from Squid. So as you can see, I do have a lot of Squid Industries, but now the last three are non-Squid products. So we have a Jeff Dumas EX11 trainer, and I've been trying to reach out to him. I hope he's all right, but I'm going to get a 3D milled katana looking blade, hopefully, to replace this one with. This one has these spacers that are skeletonized titanium, so it is heavy. It's like, I think it's the heaviest in my collection. I'd probably want to put it on spacers or standoffs. Um, this one has been modded by Andrew, so he did this beautiful Zerblast and then polished the faces, so it gets this awesome reflectivity. Then he anodized the spacers blue, and he gave it a tune which is really bouncy. Let's see if I can. I can't really sound check horizontal. I'm not that good. But yeah, this is an awesome Balisong, and I'm hoping to convert this one to live blade. It is definitely shorter, so if I try to like, it is a little shorter, but a really awesome offering. Now we're getting into two what I would consider major grail pieces here. We have a machine-wise Seraph. This one's really special because the number 421 is the date I started dating my wife. So they had on a drop, they were at like 392 or something like that. And I sent them an email. I'm like, hey guys, 421 is a super special number. You know, is that coming soon? They're like, yes, it'll be probably next week or the week after's drop. And I was like, is there any way where I could like secure it? And the day of the drop, they sent me an invoice a few hours before the drop, and I was able to purchase 421 without having to worry about missing out on the draw, which is just so awesome of them. This knife, the milling is just impeccable. This crosshatch and then this arrow, the Chanwich design, so it's beautiful. So it looks like it's one piece or a channel or an integral for the folding people, but it's actually two pieces together. It's got a beautiful 45 slant mill and a mirrored edge. And then this one ended up having one issue where right here on the swedge, like the tool bit wore out or didn't go all the way through. So there was like a snag right here. I'll put a photo showing you guys that snag. But they ended up, I sent it to them and they put a belt satin swedge by hand, which is just so cool. And speaking with the guy who did the belt over at Machine Wise, he said that's the only Machine Wise that had a hand ground swedge. So it's really cool to kind of have that special configuration. And this one's probably going to be staying in the collection for a long time. Next up, we have a JK Orca 1.5. This, if I remember correctly, like a V2 blade on V1 handles is what this configuration is. This knife is awesome. This blade is insane. And I first met JK at Maker's Syndicate when I picked up this brown knife, Koning, and an Oz, but I had blown my budget by the time I got to his table, and I was handling these, and I was just blown away by how good they were. At that time, I didn't have any of these titanium knives. It was just these, and I was just, wow, this is awesome. This is a really cool spec. It's a full stonewash, and it has these beautiful polished chamfers everywhere, polished flats here and there, and the sounds on these are fantastic. And Julian's a really cool dude. Spoke with him at length about it, just kind of asking, you know, what his flipping preferences are with these, and ended up deciding to go with one of these. I measured the internal gap and the outside gap, and I'm probably just going to keep track of it just to see, you know, what's the rate of attrition, because this is pinsless, and I know some of the past Julian models developed handles slap. This when the handles fully touch, but I heard the V2s and the 1.5s, the geometry is better, and they shouldn't develop that issue. But I just wanted to measure it and keep track, maybe every few months, just to see what that rate is. But overall, as a finalized product, very impressed with Julian and the Orca 1.5. So this is my full collection. We are at 8 Balisongs. 5 squid and 3 non-squid. Looking to get this into a uh, live blade, and I'm not really sure. I'm kind of viewing in the future getting a tsunami at some moment, maybe for my first blade show. And I do really like Andrew's work that he did for me as a modder, and he has his own Balisong called the Aeon now. And we're in discussions for a really unique build, but also very special and meaningful build for myself. So that will be really cool to see that finalized maybe by the end of this year or early next year. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I will be having solo reviews for all of these, not this one. Um, and I'll try to have more flipping content. Again, I'm not a competent flipper, so it won't be, I guess, your source for very definitive how things flip, but rather just how I like them. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you're interested, you can check out some of my other collection videos. Bye.